Hi, I'm Margaret Bouse, an AI practitioner since early 2017, predictive data and machine learning pro prior to that, and also a STEM startup mentor and coach for over 15 years. I want to share with you something that I'm seeing everywhere right now, and that's that generative AI has absolutely made it into the boardroom. Leaders are excited, teams are experimenting, and almost every company can point to at least a few pilots. And yet, for many enterprises, AI still is not showing up in the bottom line in a meaningful way. Did you know that while 8 in 10 companies report using AI, nearly 8 in 10 also report that there's no significant business impact? And in fact, many companies are reporting the failure of their AI experiments. And in a recent podcast, I discussed some of the program failures leading into those issues. So, what's going on? In my view, companies have learned how to run a pilot and experiments, but they have not built the operational structure that turns AI into a repeatable, production grade capability. They're missing the connective tissue, the working model that makes AI deliver value quarter after quarter instead of being a series of one off experiments. When I talk to organizations, I typically see 3 friction points that stop AI from scaling. The first is governance gaps. Ownership is unclear. Security, legal, and operations, they're brought into the process too late. And that ends up causing release issues and bottlenecks, approval issues. Teams can experiment safely, but nobody has really defined the path to ship something securely into production. So projects stall in the sandbox or they stall pre-release. The second is adoption friction. This one is huge. People don't change behavior just because you deploy a tool. A lot of AI is still bolted on as an assistant on the side, instead of being embedded into the workflows where the real work happens. Without change management and process integration, training, and support close to the teams that are actually doing the work, the usage is going to stay shallow and your ROI will remain out of reach. And the third friction point is inconsistent controls. When experimentation is unstructured, tool sprawl is inevitable. Different teams are going to pick different vendors. They're going to handle data in a different way. They'll apply their risk controls unevenly. And the organization can't scale because it never established clear standards or a centralized approach. So the question becomes, how do you move from pilot churn into some sort of durable operating reality? And this is where we can help. And this is where our blueprint for AI for results comes in. It's a multi-part operating framework that's designed to take AI from experimentation to repeatable execution. Some examples of the framework include strategy, getting the leadership team aligned on the priorities, the guardrails, and what good actually means for the business. Then the platforms, choosing the tools that fit your architecture, your compliance requirements, and your long-term operational needs, instead of just letting your stack grow randomly. Also, one of the most important elements is the operating model, defining who owns what, how the work gets approved, how use cases flow through the intake, the build and review processes, and how production and delivery is actually going to happen. So ongoing measurement is key, connecting AI performance to business outcomes, not just activity metrics. Because the point isn't that people are using AI. The point is that the AI is improving something that you care about, like your cycle time or your quality, your customer conversions, retention, cost reduction, risk management, and of course, obviously, the ability to deliver revenue and profit. So now, to make that real, you need a set of practical artifacts, the connective tissue that allows teams to move fast without breaking governance. Elements like scoring models and ROI and feasibility studies, risk mitigation approaches, and vendor rubrics all ensure a calm and capable approach versus a chaotic one. A governance and security model and a RACI are also important for optimizing and measuring your operational impact. And here's why it matters right now. We're already entering this next phase of AI, the sidecar era, where co-pilots sit next to humans and help a little, draft a little, write a little. It's starting to hit the utility ceiling. If you want real revenue improvement, the future is vertical, it's process aware, and it's agentic AI. Not assistants that suggest things and draft things, but agents that actually execute meaningful work inside your structured workflows with the appropriate guardrails. That shift can only come with a CEO level mandate. You need to avoid automation theater. The agentic era demands a deep process integration, outcome led prioritization, and governed autonomy, meaning that the agents can act, but in a way that's auditable and secure and compliant. So rather than spreading AI thinly everywhere, the smartest approach is a bespoke use case portfolio focused on the domains where the value is real and measurable, like customer facing efficiency, sales and marketing operations, internal knowledge and search, and of course, finance and reporting. It's important to prioritize a set of high ROI use cases, establish that governance and those standards, and ship a few initiatives all the way into production with the measurements in place. This way, you're creating an operating foundation that will help you scale. Then you can evolve it quarterly because the tools will change, but your operating model shouldn't need to be reinvented every time. So if you're ready to move from pilots to production, the blueprint is how you do it. Let's make it happen.